I just picked up this really rough Centipede. Looks like it's had a rebuilt monitor at one point, and the game board also has some stickers in it that indicate it was rebuilt. I think the stickers are on the other side. It's got that El Dorado gaming sticker or whatever. This looks like it was in a barn for a bit, but I tell you what, this monitor looks brand new. I think this was rebuilt because it's even got this drop down. I'll take the other side. I don't know if they usually have these or if they were usually on the back of the flyback. Anyways, I do have the glass. I took it out. It definitely needs a new marquee. This probably all needs to be replaced, which is not hard. But yeah, so always start with what? Your power supplies, right? So when you're working on any machine that you haven't had before, don't plug the board in because you might fry it, right? Let's check our voltages first. And Atari made this really easy. They put these little loops and it says what the voltage should be at each loop. Okay? So, after checking all of these, there's a ground loop down here. That's where I have my ground. It's alligator clipped onto one of the loops that says ground. But there's also one over here that says ground. You can use that one too. So, here, I'll turn it off and reach in here. Unclip that. Clip it up here on this ground. Okay. And then you're going to get a probe. Mine's a little bent, but that doesn't mean it don't work, right? And you're going to turn your game on. Pull out on this guy. And we're going to check our voltages. Now, I've already checked most of these, so this is supposed to be 12 volt DC. So, yeah, that's pretty good, right? These AC voltages look a little weird. They're a little low. I'm going to figure out why that is. This should be our minus 22, and it is. A little high, but that's all right. And then here's our issue, our minus 5 line. Oh no, our minus 5 line's not minus 5. So, there's our issue. You definitely want to check these before you plug it in, because if you check your main one you want is your plus 5, right? So let me find where I check our plus 5 at. Might be on the bottom. I haven't gotten that far yet. I see one way down there. Yeah, there he is. There's our plus 5. He's way down there on the bottom. Probably too dark to even see him. But he looks good. He looks a little high, if anything. But without our minus 5, I don't think this game's going to work. So, we're going to take this guy out, probably recap him or see what's going on with him. I'm going to look up why you might not have your minus 5. These are really hard to buy just basic power systems for because they take so many different voltages. If you look up the schematic of these, it takes plus 22, minus 22, plus 5, minus 5, plus 12, minus 12. It might not take minus 12. I know it takes plus 12 for sure. But anyways, it takes a lot. So, turn that back off. So, I'm going to take this board out, recap it probably, and we'll see if we get our minus 5 back. This thing is a gross mess down here. Definitely going to have to clean this cabinet out as well. The bottom of this cabinet looks like it's seen water before, which is no good. I tell you what, this monitor's not seen nothing ever than beautiness. This is the most beautiful monitor I've ever seen. With the plastics on it still. This has got to be a rebuilt monitor or something. I did see a name on it somewhere, I think. Don't remember where I saw it at. Yeah. Vera something? Vision FX? Here, I turned the brightness on for you. There's that 5 volt down there, that 5 volt tube. So there's your plus sense, which should just be 5 volt. And there's your 5 volt line, right next to it. Anyways, I was telling you about that monitor. Vision, what is that? Vision Pro monitor. I don't know if that's what these came with, but I'm guessing not. This thing looks pretty brand spanking new. And as I told you, this board, let me show you what I'm talking about with that. See the sticker? We'll just take it all the way out. Date sold in 2008 from Eldorado Games. Tested good. So this board ain't very old. So our board should be good. Our cabinet needs some help. So we're gonna give it some help. We're gonna clean it out. We're gonna check that power supply, get him working again. Probably take him out and recap and see what else I need to do. I'm gonna go online and see what the usual causes for a loss of -5 volts are. We'll trace that back. Excuse me, we'll trace that back. So, another machine, just so you guys know, I paid $200 for this, with the rat's nest included. I didn't think that's too bad. Will I be saving much money restoring this? Probably not. If I want to do all the marquees right, if I want to get a new marquee, a new side art on each side, and probably a new one of these because it's got some wear. All the buttons feel good though, and the spinners feels good. Probably looking at about enough to bring me back up to what a really sprinking nice brand new one would cost me. Around here, that's about $800. So, we'll see. All right, welcome back. So, you saw my Centipede machine. We are missing -5 volts on it. So, we need to do some work on this power board. So, I went on Arcade Shop, got the rebuild kit, all the parts that should be replaced on one. We have a list. We're going to replace all these parts, and we're also going to replace Big Blue at the end. So this will just be a power or a sped up part where I'm going through and replacing all these capacitors, some voltage regulators. If you go on arcadeshop.com, you can get this document, and tells you all the games this works for. It's everything with this power module, which is the Regulator Audio 2, which is what we have. All right, let's do it. It might be a mess, but it's done. That is your full rebuild kit, complete. One thing left to do though, but not on this. This one is done. This should look familiar. This is our friend, Big Blue. We need to change him out. So, let's do that. Now, we should be ready to put all of this back into the console and see if it works. So, I'll meet you out. All right, here we are back at the cabinet. Let's get this guy put in. So first, we're gonna put the transformer board in. Our power is going to go in here. This is your wall power. And then we're going to have a connection right here. Right, that should say GH1. Then we're gonna have two guys right here. Looks like we're missing. I did see this when we took this apart. The cat's here. It likes to scream at me while I'm out here. It thinks it needs more food at all hours of the day, but it, alas, does not. Contrary to its belief. Okay. So, I'm gonna put these screws back in. this was mounted at the back here. All right. I don't like how that's bending. I'm gonna take the screws out and put those connectors in before I put it on the wall, so I can support the bottom. Like that just does not feel like it's all the way in, but I guess it is. This one definitely is not all the way in. There's no way. There we go. Okay. So, there we go. That should be everything plugged in. So now all we got to do is turn it on and check voltages again. So get our tester and get on that ground again. And then we can probe all of our voltages. Here's minus 22. Something to note with the 36 volts AC, that's not going to look right unless you have it a certain way. You can't just plug in the ground. You got to plug into the minus side of the voltage for AC. There is no ground, right? It's just plus and minus side. So I saw someone do it in the middle of pin 5 here. I think that's where he did it, but just a heads up, I'm just not going to worry about it because I'm sure it's good. If you do ground and you see 16, which is half, then you're good, most likely. You're most likely fine, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But anyways, without further ado, I'm going to plug this guy in, and then we're going to check voltages before we plug in any sort of game board. Okay, let's check voltages. So, we should see minus 22 here. And we do. Where's the rest of our little loopies? Plus 10.3. That's 12. That should be fine. That's our speaker. Where's our minus 5 at? Oh, here's our 12. And our minus 5. Hey look, minus 5 is minus 5 now. Okay, that all looks good. Let's check our cents. That's 5. 5. Okay, everything looks good. So I'm going to turn it back off. And then we're going to get our game board in here. And we're going to see if we have a working game now. All right, game board's in. Let's see what happens. Got light on the game board. And would you look at that? Looks like Centipede to me. Is the focus really close? Our speakers broke. What happens if I start a game? Not sure if the coin door works. It's not looking like it is. Oh! There's something. That took it a minute. I'm assuming our speakers are no good considering the status of that. So, going to have to check out our speakers next, but look at that, we have a game. And these are flashing, our player 1, player 2. Oh. Hey, we have a game. We might not have sound, but shit. We have the game of Centipede. Oh my god, the trackball feels great. Alright, next thing is going to be getting into the top of this and fixing our speaker. Let's see what our cheese-eating friends did for us. Alright. It's time to get this mess off and see what we're dealing with. Even the cat agrees. Oh my god, cat. You're not starving. You're actually just fed. This is what I get for feeding strays. They become your permanent residents. Look at these rusty guys, oh my lord. I put these guys in a little bad rust. Honestly, the top doesn't look too bad other than, of course, the marquee. Alright, cheese-eating friends. My fellow YouTube viewers, I like watching a guy called Watch Wes Work. And he fixes cars, if you're not familiar with him. And he likes to use the phrase, our cheese-eating friends. I couldn't agree more in this case with the friend part. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. All right, this needs swept out. So let's turn the game off and do that. Have to remove this bottom as well. Wasn't exactly expecting that. Thought I could just pull it out the top there, but oh god. Well, there's that. Let's get these glasses back on and suck all that crap out of there. Alright, I think just these two screws will pull this out. I know there's a wire attached, but this should be enough to get to our cheese-eating friends. the board down. It will move now. Well, there we go. There's our speaker. Let's get all that grossness out of there. Okay. I think this concludes our Centipede Part 1. I kind of want to split these up into smaller videos because I did a very long video on the Gottlieb Surfer and it ended up being 2 hours long, which isn't a problem other than the fact that my phone cannot hold that much video when I got like 8 projects at a time. I can't have 8-hour-long videos all split into different pieces. So I think this concludes Centipede Part 1. We now have a working game. I started the game a second ago. Watch him kill me. Trackpad works, or ball. Looks like it's set up for free play because I just hit the button and it goes. Unless it's just got a bunch of credits in it, but I don't see where it says how many credits are in it. Is this the credit amount? I don't know. The screen still needs cleaned. This whole cabinet still needs cleaned, for God's sake. It still smells like mouse droppings and nastiness. I still can't believe that when I bought this, it was in someone's house, but it was. And that's okay, because it needed a lot of TLC. I don't know what I'm going to do about the mouse droppings in the wood. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get that mouse stank out of the top of this cabinet. It seems the rest of the cabinet was spared. They only lived in the top. But how did they get up here? They had to get up here somehow, right? So they had to go through the rest of the cabinet. But they definitely lived up here. My next thing, that top board that they were living on is gross. It is moldy. It is messed up, man. So I'm going to have to decide if I'm just going to remake that out of wood here. I think I could. It looks pretty easy. It's not anything that's going to be seen on the outside, so it's just plywood. I think I could do that pretty easily. And I probably will have to if I want to get rid of most of the mouse stench. The speaker is destroyed, so I'm going to have to source a new speaker. And I'm definitely going to want to change the bulb from its rusted out ballast to probably an LED, which will also be pretty easy. I will just have to steal the wiring harness off of the ballast and hook my new speaker to it. and go from there. So that will be the start of the next video, is I'm gonna have to order all these parts, a speaker, a marquee, a new front game board cover. I'm gonna have to get this one off as well. And then general cleanup. We also have some separation on this side of the cabinet. You can definitely see it down here. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I don't know if it's just a hammer back together job or it's gonna need some screws. Probably gonna need some screws and then have to mold over it, but this is it's a working game. Centipede, here it is. It would be so much more fun with sound, but you know, we take the victories we can get, right? So thanks for watching. Yeah, this was taken out of a home, $200. I got it here, and I turned it on, and it was just garbage on the screen. Checked all my voltages, was missing the -5. After we got that -5 back, it works no problem. That -5 is needed for those EEPROM chips that holds the game file, so it makes sense. The game board had an Eldorado's game sticker on it from 2008, so it had recently been redone, which is surprising to me because I figured Eldorado would also recondition the power supply, but maybe someone just bought the game board and threw it in from Eldorado, I don't know. The game board had never been reconditioned, all the caps were original. So we've replaced all the caps, we've replaced all the voltage regulators, and it is happy and ready to play some more Centipede. So let's get this thing to stop smell like mouse droppings and get a marquee in it and clean it up some more. And man, we're gonna have a beautiful machine. I don't know how much I want to put into it. Thank you, passersby. I don't know how much I want to put into it, but it could also go for new art on both sides. That's just a lot of money, and I don't know if I care enough. This is most likely staying in my collection, and I don't think I care enough because it's going to be side by side with a bunch of other cabinets anyways. So I think I'm just going to leave it how it is. Now, it does have one side that's mostly there. It's pretty nice. The other side is completely gone. That side is, so definitely if I'm going to show a side, I want it to be this one. All right, so thanks for watching. This was part 1. I'll see you in part 2.